4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what?
Oh, yes, everybody. This is the Washington Wrestling Network back again with probably one of the most anticipated podcasts that we do. We decided this year that we were going to release just the top 10 rankings on the website. And it is available. It is up. The site is working. Boys and girls, every A on the list. If you guys want to see it live, go ahead and comment the weight classes that you guys want to see live on the stream. We'll try to get to it once I screen share the website. But Sam, good evening, my friend. We are in a battle in fantasy football. It has been a tough week for fantasy football this week. So, me and you are in a battle, and I think you're going to get me, which sucks because I left Sean Tucker on my bench. But enough about football. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm struggling a little bit after that Hawks loss, but transitioning into the wrestling always makes me feel better. I don't know about you, man, but we're just so excited to roll out this season, roll out the rankings, have those available for you guys on the website, and entering year 2 of our rankings that are available on the web for you guys to talk about and argue about and tell us what you think. And man, it's just one of these things that we just love to do. It's kind of how we started this whole thing with Washington Wrestling Rankings, and we expanded into a podcast and do a website and all these other things too. But we really love the rankings. They're really what drives a lot of good conversation, obviously. And
a lot of eyes to our sponsor.
100%. Yeah, let's go. Bring it away.
Westbrook, a wrestler's story. A movie for wrestlers, with wrestlers, by wrestlers.
Yes, Westbrook, a wrestler's story. Soon. We're close. We're almost there. Excited to see it debut. Excited for the kids that are in it to be there and to see, everybody to see him on the screen. And we really hope the best for Westbrook, the movie. It is a local movie, but it, hopefully takes off and just becomes something massive. Set and shot out of Tacoma, where our state tournament is. Westbrook, a wrestler's story, is our premier sponsor here at Washington Wrestling Network. Sam, sorry to cut you off.
You're good. Yeah, you're good. We got to get to those guys, and we love Greg. And
first to the incoming freshmen. Should we put that graphic up here and talk about them real quick?
Yeah, let me set the stage for everybody for this podcast to start. Obviously, we want you guys to go on the website and go on there and sift through and see things and look at that. And feel free to comment throughout the podcast. We're going to try to open it up to some questions that, maybe midway through the end, to just talk about some weight classes that you guys want us to talk about. We have a panel of rankers this year, which is really cool. I think it was just 3 or 4 of us that were doing it last year, and we're up to 7 or 8 now. So almost every classification at this point is dedicated to one person. So on the boys and girls side. So as you guys know, I do the 4A boys. Matt does the 3A boys. We have girl rankers now. We got little meetings that we've been having behind the scenes, and being able to dedicate those has been really huge for us. So we thank our rankers. Some of them want to remain anonymous. Some of them will kind of drop some stuff here and there if they want us to let you guys know who they are. But that's a really cool thing that we got going as well. But yeah, Matt, let's start with the incoming freshmen. I think that's kind of like one of the biggest storylines going into this year is what an incredible freshman class that there is coming in. I'm looking at world-class wrestlers on the girls' side, and Maisie Elliott, who we had on the podcast just a few months ago. And on the boys' side, you're looking at number 1 and number 2 right there from Gonzaga Prep, both Fargo national champions. Park Coffin was a double champ, and you look at these folks here. Let's go down each one here. So Maisie Elliott, she's going to be entering as a freshman for Sumner High School. And everybody knows who she is, unless you're living under a rock. People worldwide know who she is on the freestyle stage. But she's going to be probably at 100 pounds. You know, she's small, but she's coming in to a very, very highly ranked Sumner Spartans team. Briella Portree, who actually has, I think, had at least one, maybe a couple wins against Maisie Elliott, where Maisie's, you know, bumped up to go, you know, seek out some competition or ends up having to wrestle up a little bit. Briella is probably going to be wrestling 105 for Meade this year. Denny Bips, I hope I'm saying that last name right. She burst onto the scene as the girl who won us the match against California in national duels with the big head and arm, and she's going to be going to U High, stepping into some big shoes to fill from Libby Roberts' departure. Sophia Garza, another national dual team member, she's out of Moses Lake, and then Princess Saili is going to be going to Lincoln in Tacoma, and I think she's at 170, 190. So I think she's at 190, ranked number 2, just behind Vita Cienega in the 3A class. So a lot of really good girls coming in, nationally ranked girls already as freshmen, and it's going to be really fun to see how they perform. And then on the boys' side, we got Ryder Owen, son of Brian Owen, head coach, or I'm sorry, assistant coach at Gonzaga Prep, and national champion, like we said, in Fargo. And then his teammate, Myro Parkoffin, is going to be a little bit undersized at 106, unless he's been doing what he said he was going to be doing.
In the podcast we had him, he said he was weighing like 110.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, he's a little bit taller too, so we'll see kind of how his body adjusts and how he's going to transition. Obviously, he's a fantastic freestyle Greco wrestler, but it'll be exciting to see how he does on the folk style stage and dealing with you know, some competition with some older wrestlers and wrestling seniors and stuff like that. We'll see how that plays out. But I mean, fantastic freshman class coming in for Gonzaga Prep there. And then Dwayne Leslie, who we weren't sure which school he was going to go to. I think he was he might still be living up in the Newport area, which is north of Spokane. But there was rumors about him going to Gonzaga Prep. He ended up going to Meade. And so he's going to be a big asset for Coach McLean out there. And I think he was the third or fourth. I think he might have been third place All-American at Fargo this year. And really, man, I like watching him. He's a really cool, fun wrestler to watch. He's going to burst on the scene as an upper weight, which is always interesting to see how you're going to perform against a lot of upperclassmen, right? And then you have Dakota Anderson, younger brother of Trevor Anderson. Big fans here on this podcast of Trevor and the Anderson family. Dakota has been on those national teams with the dual teams with Ryder and Parkoffin as well, and has really showed how good he is. And just like his brother, he's going to step in and do big things in the 2A level for Ording. And then lastly, you got Easton Byland, younger brother of Tatum Byland, who is on the girls' side for Enumclaw. He'll be stepping in again as a national dual team member, and somebody who just really had a great summer as well. So he's in 3A. I think Matt probably like 126, 132, somewhere in there, I think.
Yeah, we'll probably pull it up here in just a second, but I got him at 126, ranked 3rd. And I don't know that I've ever seen, well, I guess last year would probably be one of them, or at least one of the times that you have seen so many ranked freshmen coming in, which is pretty great. I mean, we talked about this, and thank you guys for joining us right now. The rankings are live on the website. And Sam, I don't know if you want to kind of get to this. Maybe we can just pull up some rankings here while we do this. Let me see if I can see if you can
see if this if our website guy is actually doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Can you see it or what?
They're working. It looks good.
Okay, sorry, it was in 3A, just looking at Easton Byland here. But maybe we should talk about some of this. Maybe we should talk about Gonzaga Prep, as you kind of mentioned here.
Yeah, we got some of the biggest storylines of the year. Gonzaga Prep, I would consider probably the number one storyline entering the 2025-26 season, as a team that is going to be contending for a team state title this year, with not only the incoming freshmen that we just talked about, but transfers coming in as well. You guys
Looks
saw
like
that we.
Sophia Garza's at Royal. I don't know if we had that or not.
Oh, okay, good to know. This is why we do this stuff. Yeah, so we'll make that adjustment.
Make that
for
note.
sure.
Make
Yep.
that note.
Yep. It's a lot of
Trev, make that note.
Make that note. Yeah, a lot of these freshmen, we have to like do some covert operations and some detective work to figure out where these people are going, where these wrestlers are going, because it's hard. You can look them up on track or on Flow, and they have a location of where they are, but there might be multiple schools in that school district. So reaching out to coaches or you guys, if you're pretty sure about somebody going somewhere, help us out and let us know, especially now that we're into the school season. If there's a correction on a school, by all means let us know so we can make that adjustment. But yeah, Gonzaga Prep, yep, Nick, it's going to be a squad this year. The Bulldogs are going to be coming out humming. They have obviously fantastic coaching. Go back to episode 2 with Brian Owen, great dude. Wrestled with him back in the day, and now he's got his son entering the program as one of the leaders on the team. But also you got transfers like Brock Gustafson, who's a 2-time state champion from the B class, and Davenport coming in there as a 215-pounder likely, and a couple of the Shield brothers from Idaho coming over from, I think it's either Post Falls or Coeur d'Alene. I'm not sure which high school it was, but
we have Gustafson at 190
right now. Yeah, he might be 215. We're just kind of, a lot of this is guesswork until we actually see where people are going to be wrestling to start the season. But yeah, Gonzaga Prep, you want to add on to it, Matt? I don't know.
Do I want to add on to it as much as they've already added on to their entire squad? I mean, it's Gonzaga Prep is I think Tahoma's like very excited about trying to compete, as a team, because they have state champions up and down the squad as well. If you guys want to see we're in 4A, we're talking 4A right now. If you guys 4A boys, if you guys want to see a weight class, shout it out in the comments. But as we kind of get up here, boom. I mean, Ryder Owen, number 2, Gonzaga Prep at 106. We have 2 Gonzaga Prep kids ranked in the top 4. Carver Peasley having a great tournament at our Armageddon. We had some comments. Again, it's like, well, Carver was wearing the OMAC singlet, and everybody was like, what's going on? Oh, Dwayne wants to see his weight class at 175 yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about this, because hold on, I got a 1-2 and this ain't fix this, Travis here, fix that. I'll get that one next though. But here's the other thing though, is in not every weight class, I know we have these stellar incoming freshmen, but somewhat we do have to kind of backseat them a little bit. Ryder Owen, Dwayne Leslie right here, right? I mean, they are behind guys that we have that are much older. So can you talk about that, Sam, a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's guesswork a little bit, but also like you use history as well. I mean, there's only been 18 to 20 somewhere in there 4-time state champions, right? So if you're a freshman and you're ranked number 1, you're being essentially projected to win 4 state titles almost, right? Like, so it's hard to rank them number 1 right away, just given the fact that like that's a very low percentage of wrestlers that win 4 state titles. In Mr. Leslie's case, he's likely going to be facing, if those weights shake out, he's probably going to be facing Simon Gerald from Camas in the finals, who was a dual team member and really showed out, had a really, really great summer.
Trey, what's up? Hey, Sam, look at this. This is kind of cool. Watch this right here. So if y'all go to 1A 285, okay, Sam, read this as I do this, please.
Yo, if y'all go to 1A 285, ranked number 6, my last name is spelled, I'm going to try and say this right, Schutch.
Can you just spell it for me, though?
SCHUCH. That's how it should be spelled. I would greatly appreciate it if y'all change that.
Okay,
we can do that on the fly.
Let's see how fast this goes. We'll see how fast this registers here.
And yeah, if you guys put this in the comments, we can update them. But again, we can also do this via email. Done. So right there. There you go. There you go, Jacob. Yeah.
Appreciate you. Hey, shout it out. Like, dude, respect your rank, right? Like, go defend it. Heck yeah. We got names wrong sometimes. Sometimes we got the names right. But hey, listen, we do understand some kids have beaten some kids, but we are kind of ranking a little bit, we haven't seen it yet. I want to see it when the season comes.
Yeah.
I do know that there are some wins and losses that have already happened. Kids, I mean, it's preseason. I can't exactly go off of it too much. We utilize it a lot,
For sure.
but there
a
was
lot
a
of the adjustments are going to be made based off of recent history, and you look back on the last 3 months, there's not a lot of head-to-head, right? So we do have those head-to-heads in our history, in our database, but when we make the adjustments throughout the season, it's going to be recent head-to-head wins, stuff that's happening on the folk style stage and the high school stage throughout the season. So that's what our aim and our goal is to reflect how these wrestlers are performing throughout this high school season. So this is the slate that is set for us. This is a lot of legwork that we did in the off season to try and get these wrestlers ranked appropriately where they should be. But this is where it starts, really, right?
Sam, it looks like you have somebody. I got a comment here. Jesse Denson from Sunnyside graduated last year.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So why don't you speak about this year from Trey real quick while I fix that?
How are we feeling about this year, boys? Trey, freaking stoked. Excited to watch you again for one more year. And
congrats on your signing officially.
Yeah, congrats on the signing and Justice, which we can talk about that too a little bit. There's another storyline as well. We got we're gonna keep Justice in our hearts here as a Washington wrestler, even though he transferred to Gilroy down there to wrestle for Daniel Cormier. But he did sign to University of Arkansas Little Rock along with Trey. So that's cool that they're going down there together as Washington team members and going the D1 route and challenging themselves. And we're rooting for you guys and really excited for your guys' future for sure. So, man.
Give it a second. We got a new number 10 rank here at 138 4A. Eventually it'll update here. And it's taking its time because I just did it. I forget who it is. It is congrats, Chance Hansen from Auburn Riverside. That'll be updated eventually. Here.
Chance is a journeyman. I think he's a senior. He's got
so hold on. It's glitching out. It's not really glitching out, but 165. I did do that. 4A 138.
That's Miss Novak. That's probably Jance's family. She probably wants to go to 1A 165, which I do have on here as the top contentious potential deepest brackets at state if things stay the same according to these rankings. Pop over to 1A 165 right here.
There it is.
Yeah, Jance Novak, junior,
120. Okay.
Really, really tough wrestler out of the Kashmir squad, who was one of the biggest storyline teams last season, coming out of what felt like nowhere. I don't think that they would say they came out of nowhere. They just had some injuries and some wrestlers that weren't on the radar until the state tournament or until postseason. So yeah, Kashmir goes way up the ranks in the team rankings throughout the season. Last year they had a fantastic tournament. The Pell brothers there as well. But Jance, we got him ranked number 1, and then you got a little bit of Wapato action there. Wapato, I believe, won the state title for 1A last year over Zilla.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get to all these comments, guys. I promise you. 145 girls. 145 girl. I can't tell for what A. Give me a comment on what A. We'll go to it.
As you're transitioning there, Matt. Yeah, let's cover a couple more of these head storylines.
Yep, go ahead.
On the girls' side, what I would consider would be the Gonzaga Prep situation. On the boys' side, on the girls' side, it's most likely Sumner. So you got Maisie Elliott coming in as a freshman. You got Jillian Hradek from Snohomish transferring to Sumner. You guys will see the team rankings come out in partnership with the WIAA. We're doing that for the first time this year. Sumner is going to be up there. I don't remember exactly where they're ranked. They might be number 1, but that's a team that's really going to be a force to be reckoned with on the girls' side this year in 4A. With the transfers, with the incoming freshmen, and then just the depth of their lineup is really fantastic. And then on our website, if you look on the girls' images there on the left, you got Sage McCleary, who is honestly top 4 pound for pound, top 3 pound for pound girls, nationally ranked wrestler according to Flow. Really just dominated last season and is coming back again as a junior still. So, going to be looking to repeat there as well. So the Sumner girls are probably the biggest headline on the girls' side, from what I can think of off the top of my head. But yeah, the Spartans are going to be a force to be reckoned with, like I said. But
just want to say, guys, if you have changes that you know right now, please try to email them to us at WashingtonWrestlingRankings@gmail.com. If you guys do have changes, please WashingtonWrestlingRankings@gmail.com, because I'm trying to do this on the fly. It's not as great. Go ahead, Sam, continue.
more storylines too is just the transfers, right? I mean,
we have it as 144. I need to fix that too. 3A girls 145. Sorry.
Yeah, so the transfers this year are another big thing that obviously turned a lot of heads, right? We put out that breaking news post, I think back in like April or May, where the WIAA made that. It was a pretty big deal that, you know, you can transfer schools as long as you get accepted by the school without moving. So you don't have to have a physical address to be living in the school district. As long as the school accepts you as a student, you're able to transfer. There is some rules, and maybe Matt, you can extrapolate on the participation rules and stuff that come into play with that. But we did see an uptick in transfers this year, probably in part because of that rule, was what I imagine. But other times it's just wrestlers looking for better opportunity to go find better training partners or better coaching. And I think we've talked about this, Matt. You and I are both proponents of like, hey, like if you want to look for a better opportunity, by all means do it. We're not the type of people who look at this as some type of discredit towards your journey. So I love it. I think it's great. It adds a little bit of spice to what is going on and what is happening and how these teams are built. And I transferred. So I'm probably a little bit biased there, but I went from Monroe to Snohomish. And to be honest, like I ended up going to probably a better school, like academically, and which was great. But at the end of the day, I had an opportunity to join a team in Snohomish that offered me fantastic training partners, and was able to benefit my wrestling career a lot. So by all means, we're big fans of it.
This is funny, Coach Pete. Gonzo says, "Will you plug Sophia Garza into 2A 1AB tonight? Maybe, yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll work on it. I don't know how much time we'll have tonight, but I promise you it'll be in there by tomorrow."
Yeah, I made a note of it already. So
okay, Hayden Fernandez must be an incoming freshman because I don't know, so that might be on me. Murphy is ranked 3A. I think I have him at 126. I do have him at 16th currently. So he is ranked. Gustafson will be staying 190 for prep.
Thank you, Lacey. I imagine that's mom.
Yeah, I would imagine that's insider information.
Those are the credited sources we like right there.
Okay, Gustafson's still ranked at 190 in B. I can
yeah,
get
it could be a duplicate. We have a dedicated B ranker. It's no secret. His name's Marshall Cox. He's been doing B rankings for years and years and years. And he does a really, really wonderful job. So I'm gonna
fix that actually right now. That one's
sure.
easy to fix. Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, more transfers. Let's talk about those a little bit as well. The biggest one to me this season, and Matt, like if you got one that you think is bigger, let me know. But the DeRoches twins transferring from Skyview to Ridgefield is like the big hitter. I mean, it's a package deal, right? They're twins, and they're both going from 4A to 2A and wrestling for the Ridgefield Spudders. And a Ridgefield team that's decent, but like hasn't, been up there with the Ordings and the Top Finishes. But now you get two-time state champions in the 4A level going down to 2A and wrestling for Ridgefield, and just automatically plug and play to score a lot of points for Ridgefield this year. Not gonna be able to outdo Ording. It's just not gonna happen. Ording has too much depth, but that's what the DeRoches twins did for Skyview, projecting them or propelling them into top 5 team point scoring at state for the Skyview Storm, as not as deep of a squad. So they're kind of almost doing the exact same thing here in 2A, and it's going to be really fun to watch them wrestle against the likings of the Ording Cardinals and the Top Finish Wildcats. So I do have this one right here that you have up, Matt, as my number one. If this stayed the same, it likely will not be all these wrestlers, but if this stayed the same at state, this would be your number one contentious most exciting weight class bracket at state if this all stayed the same here. So
what are your guys' opinions on the 3A 145 girls weight class? Do you think Tatum Byland will come up to that weight class? I have no idea, to be honest. To be honest, between us and all of you guys, our dedicated rankers that we now have somebody for 3A and 4A for girls rankers. So to be honest, I stay out of pretty much a lot of the other news unless it comes across my face for a reason during season. So I don't have a lot to say about this. Sam, do you?
Nothing more than, I mean, Tatum Byland is I think last year was in our top girls pound for pound in the top 15, somewhere in there, and has been nationally ranked by Flow. I don't know where she's wrestled recently, if she went to Super 32 or preseason nationals. But we, like Matt said, the goal in this offseason was to get people who are the experts in these dedicated classifications. And we have one in 3A now. So somebody who wants to remain anonymous for now, maybe not, maybe down the future, we'll let you know who they are. But they're looking closely at it for sure. And a lot of these weight class things that you guys are asking about here is it's guesswork for the most part when we start the season. But what our goal is, what I tell our rankers is to project what we're going to see at the state tournament at the end of the year, right? So that's the goal. So if somebody's wrestling, if Tatum Byland, for example, is wrestling 170 the entire season, and it's getting all the way up to districts, we're probably going to have her ranked at 170 likely. There's a chance that she might be ranked one weight class down, but 145 would be completely out of the question, right? So a lot of that adjustment is going to be weight adjustment here in the first couple of weeks. So Trev,
when I put these up, can you notate these two?
Yeah, the freshman stuff is going to be great for us, you guys. Those incoming freshmen is something that we really want to keep an eye out for, and we're going to see stuff that happens in the first, weekend tournament slate of the season. I think is like December 6th, somewhere in there. And that's when we'll be doing our all class and our pound for pound rankings and meeting as a team to make our adjustments. But yeah, those are the things that we love, you guys, when you can give us some insight on freshmen that are coming in, so we can just keep them on our radar at the very least.
Preseason natties for Byland. Where are the team rankings? Good question. Team rankings will be dropped via WIAA. We enlisted in a partnership with the entity itself, so you guys will be seeing that. I was just about to get to this comment. 106B boys. Let me see if I've got
Colin Chrisman. This is crazy that I know some of these guys already. Yeah, so he was an 8th grader last year, and I think he placed, so he should be a 9th grader this year. Yeah, you got
which I didn't even know that until you told me this. I didn't even know in B they let 8th graders into our state tournament, which is cool, I think.
Yeah, it is really cool. I mean, why don't they do that on all classes? I don't know. But,
this is a good comment. What do the team logos represent by the division? Top 10. No, but that's actually, you know what? People are trying to find Easter eggs in our, where it says B in our little label there. I don't know. We should maybe put the top 10 teams ranked in there. No. There is
we'll have a graphic for the team rankings that's actually being developed by the WIAA on their media team. That is going to be posted with us in collaboration with us. But that graphic will be presented on our website if you guys want to find it on the website, but it'll be posted on social media as well.
So, and also we had a comment before about some Bryce Landman, 4A 120 is graduated, but Sam, you had him in there as a sophomore. And so I just don't know. Sometimes I just have to re-verify some of this stuff. And then also this is a big PSA. This is a big PSA to you guys. Everyone should be linking their track profiles to their school identification, so that every time these brackets come out, we can click into your track profiles. It's actually becoming a kind of a nuisance when we don't have that much information about somebody because they don't have their track profiles linked or incorrectly linked or whatever, which I know is a big deal this year with WIAA, which when we have Kesterson on next week, we kind of talk about that a little bit. But please, you guys, do your best job for everybody if you care about seeing your name on the ranks here. 126, this was an old comment. I forgot to go back to this, and I really do apologize for that because there was a lot of comments coming through. 4A 126 right here. This is another thing here. And this is what happens with Gonzaga Prep a lot too, but we got 2 Tahoma boys and then an incoming freshman. Sam, can you talk to us a little bit about this incoming freshman for Gonzaga Prep here?
Yeah, so he is the younger brother of Jordan Shield. They're a package deal, a couple grades apart, but they're coming over from Idaho, transferring over to Gonzaga Prep. So it's like we're going to be guessing until we see. Obviously, we can watch film, and Tri-State last year, Austin's older brother had a really great tournament. I think he lost his first match, and then he ended up coming all the way in the back door and placing 4th. I think he lost to Dayton Johnson for 3rd and 4th at Tri-State.
Trey, I forgot about this, but I moved it to your class already. Okay, Trey, we're feeling good about it. I would assume you are too, considering who's there. Getting a win that you've already had. But don't sleep. Don't be sleeping, Trey. Don't be sleeping. Okay, that's how we lost. That's how Dan Gable lost. Okay, which was a part of the comment there. So. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. So this is another incoming freshman for Gonzaga Prep, but it's a transfer, so it's somebody who's coming from out of state. Not a whole lot of background to go off of other than the last name and him being in the Inland Northwest training room with Coach Owen there. I think it's kind of plug and play and kind of a little bit of a guesswork thing for now. Not only being a freshman, but also not really competing against a lot of Washington wrestlers, him being from Idaho. So, we'll see. I'm excited to see where the guys, the Shield brothers what they're gonna do coming from Idaho, if they splash hard or if it's tougher for them. So we'll see.
Trey's not sleeping. You're right. I didn't think you slept at all, actually. Being at the top, you always got to watch out. When you're at the top. And then Nick Portrait here, Austin and Jordan are beasts. No need to do any research. They're pure dogs.
Yeah,
that is true. Let's see if we can get to a couple more. B132. Gosh,
the B squad is really in the chat here.
In the chat here today, they're upset. B132, Drew Flores getting the transfer to Granger. And then just to kind of reiterate on transfers, guys, the big deal is to not say that you're transferring due to hardship. Okay. That is what is being held up. Some athletic directors are being really rude because people are not happy about transfers. And I understand that you're not happy, but it's the rule now. And hopefully we'll do away with this stupid coaches can't coach during freestyle season.
It's so stupid,
because it was only there due to recruiting.
Right.
1A 138, Case and Hamilton's a junior. Okay, cool. Thank you. We'll go to 3A 132 here.
Yeah, that's just a shame in general. I'm gonna get on my soapbox here just for a second. It's like, dude, when people are taking the time out of their day and not getting paid a lot of money, especially when they're not coaching in season, they're likely not getting paid anything. They're just doing it out of the goodness of their hearts to make wrestlers better. That's what it's all about, man. It's about growing the sport. And so, I get there's rules in place to protect the integrity of the sport. But yeah, I think it was a recruiting thing to start. But I don't know, man. We got to get better, and that takes coaching. So.
Okay, my boy Daniel here. Thoughts on Drew Flores transferring? I think it's tough because I think this is probably going to be the transfer that gets the most negative press because you're going down in classification. And I think people are going to talk about that.
Well, and we know nothing about his situation and what transpired of why he transferred. He's going across the state. So, I mean, we can speculate all we want, but I don't think it's, it could be anything. Why Flores is transferring from a 3A school over the mountains to a B school. You never
Okay,
know.
Earl, we got a note here. Earl Taylor
nice.
may have transferred to Puyallup, so we'll keep that one on the list there.
I like that.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the ref rankings. The ref report. There he is in the comment here as himself. He should
That's
be
the real
commenting
ref.
from the real ref report YouTube. But the ref rankings are doing really well right now. Over 300 expressions on Instagram alone. We have the top 15 refs. We are doing this to further the sport, really. I mean, everybody that does this deserves a rank, whether good or bad. And in my opinion, it's to make everybody better. I mean, I really liked chasing ranks when I was wrestling, Sam. I know we had talked about that a lot. I think the rankings are something that you hold true to yourself and to your drive. But then I hear a lot of coaches like, hey, the rankings don't matter. The rankings don't matter. They matter. They matter to every single kid that wrestles. They matter to every single coach who try to act like they don't look. They look. I hear about it from everybody that they look. Mm-hmm. It's actually funny. When we were beta testing ranks like 4 days ago, we were using last year's rankings, not to put the sauce out there for everybody to see. And then people were like, hey, all these guys graduated last year. What are you doing? I'm like, wow, I didn't even know anybody was looking on the site yet, And so they caught us beta testing. So trust me, we know that everybody looks at this stuff. And that's why it's important for us to be out here doing it. To me, Sam, I want to talk about a couple of the highly contentious weight classes for me ranking at 3A, 120, 126, 132, 138.
I feel like 120 for you on the show sheet, because I know you didn't get in there, but that was the one that I saw from your rankings that looked like the big hitter to me.
Yeah, it's tough because some of this stuff, for me especially, it's like, well, a lot of these kids have missed each other or they've traded wins. And actually, I got a comment here. Talk about 3A 106 since we're here, and you guys know you could get on me about it. Obviously Karimi deserves to be at the top, but I just got a couple comments that Marco Luna took an L to somebody, and to be honest, a lot of these are going to change just based on where we can get into some of this when the season starts, because I don't know if some of you are going to make 106 again. What I tried to do is I tried to get some of these. Is Edmonds Woodway ranked as a team in 3A? Absolutely. Yeah. I believe they're top 10 for sure. And you'll get those rankings here soon. WIAA is going to post those. At 106, I just kind of picked some of the kids that have been wrestling a little previous at close to the weight. Also understood that some of you guys have traded wins and losses with each other. So it's really tough. To be honest, don't have. Yeah, I got it on Hayden Fernandez. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna figure this out. And Marco Luna was kind of a dark horse last year because he wasn't even ranked really.
Well, that's a heritage school that doesn't go and wrestle a lot. They don't go to the big tournaments and stuff. Maybe they do. From what I understand is that there's schools that don't travel very much. They just wrestle within their league. And then when you get to districts and state, it's like, whoa, who's this guy? And I feel like he was probably one of those guys for you there, Matt.
And it was District 2, and it just didn't have like an incredible lot of quality wins per se. And then all of a sudden, state placer, know. And so it was, and 106 was kind of a little bit contentious too. Sean Watts, love you. Exiting season ahead. Or exciting. Yes, that's what you meant. You guys do a great job staying tuned in. Thank you. We appreciate that comment too. And then at, like I said, 3A. So once you get to, even at 113, I tell you what, I'd like to do a public apology to Caleb Clemens. Okay. Not on purpose, but again, it's another weight class that maybe had traded wins, and he had a fantastic state tournament.
You could probably say that as anybody who placed top 3 in state, he might have had the most losses last season, which is like, who cares? You got 3rd at state. You performed when the lights were the brightest. And, you know, that's just kind of how we look at things, right? Is your head-to-head stuff and what you're doing throughout the season. And it's a projection of what you're going to do at state. But then you got a guy like Caleb who goes and shows out at state. And it's like, well, okay, you know, now we know. And, you know, sometimes we got to see it to believe it. But
this is a little Homer comment, but of course, it's of course. But yes, so Caleb Clemens, apologies to you, my friend. You had a great state tournament, and now again, just like Trey, you have to defend your high ranking. And you know, we're gonna look a little bit. I think that our rankings are very dialed in right now, at least as far as placements. But also understanding that a lot of these guys, at least in 3A, I don't know about 4A too much. And you notice that I am not going up very high in weight in 3A because it really tapers off. Okay. It really tapers off in 3A.
Yeah, we talked about that a lot too. And it just isn't, the data like doesn't really make sense in the upper weights in 3A. There's not a whole lot of returning state placers. But like, I don't know, you got like 6 juniors in there right there. So you could have 6 returning state placers next
Brennan
year.
Hughes, we got word from the guy himself that he's coming back.
Yep.
That is a storyline. So, yep. And well, he said it. So we put him up there. Malachi right there. But other than that, we had a lot of seniors in heavyweight. So
another injury returnee this year is Bryce Rowland from Auburn, who had 2 years ago had one of the most exciting state finals matches with Dayton Fitzgibbon, Arlington versus Auburn there, and he got injured last year, didn't get a wrestle, and then he started doing a little bit of the freestyle Greco stuff, and I think he was probably 157, I think.
Oh, well, we have Fitzgibbon at
65,
150 right here, Dayton Fitzgibbon, and then 165, Bryce Rowland.
Yeah. So, I mean, and then, Cale Campos. Cale Campos is a wrestler that is hard to figure out. And similar to Caleb Clemens, like incredible quality wins throughout the season. And like really, really good wins at Tri-State and stuff. I think he beat Isaac Dionigi, who's on our graphic right there on the website. Really, really great wins. Hard to rank that kid, to be honest, Cale. But Bryce returning as a returning state champion from 2 years ago. We'll see how he bounces back from the injury. He looks healthy. Looks like he's wrestling fine. And obviously a guy who has done it once before. Can't count him out on doing it again in his senior season. So always cool to see the guys and gals who get a return after an injury. And those are the people that we are always excited to watch.
Yep. So Sam, I don't want to drag this on too much. The website's out there. One guy in the comments said, talk about each wrestler at the weight classes from 106 to 285. I can't do that. I probably could if I took some time to do it, but did Zuniga transfer? The answer was yes. We talked about the very beginning. He's in Gilroy. He's in California now, wrestling with our boy that we had on the podcast. I forgot his name.
Moses Mendoza.
Number 1, I think, in the nation at his weight class. Listen, and then some of these wins and losses from last year, just want to kind of comment on that. There are definitely some wins and losses from last year that we took into some consideration, but just because you won, and we dig pretty deep. Okay. Some weight classes, I'm not going to disagree that we may have incorrect potentially. So go out there and prove it to us. I'm not going to say I don't rank the 2A class myself, so I couldn't tell you exactly what it is, but I do know that when we dive into some of these in our head-to-heads, just because you do have a head-to-head win or a loss, like especially in Caleb Clemens, he did take some losses last year, but he placed 3rd. Yeah. So, what are we going to do? We're going to just kind of wait it out and see what happens. Another one is, I think at 3A, I was mentioning this. I forget where it was. Oh, I forget where it was at 3A.
How
Go ahead.
about I guess you could specifically speak to 3A, but even across the state, boys and girls, untouchable wrestlers that you could think of going into this season. I think our pound for pound is really going to be explaining that story. But just off the top of your head, Matt, what are you thinking there? People who are just not going to be beat.
Oof. You gonna do that to me?
Oh, I mean, there should be
Trevor
one.
Anderson.
Yeah.
Trevor Anderson.
Laz.
Oh yeah. Well, yep. Laz at 113. Absolutely. That's probably. Yep. Hey, you said it this time, not me. Okay. You said it, not me. Let's see here. Trevor
I think
Anderson.
people like to know who those wrestlers are. You guys probably already know who they are. There you go. There's a go back to 120. Steve Romero, who I dropped the ball with in his interview last year after state. I thought he was a senior last year. He's going for 4 state titles this year, along with his teammate on the girls' side, Adeline Montiel, going for 4. So those are a couple of the top-ish wrestlers that feel like they're on top of it. If you're going for 4 state titles, those are the kind of the wrestlers that I think of. Trey, Steve Romero, Adeline Montiel. There's not going to be as many this year going for 4 and for 3. So
the boys from Ording graduated. So
yeah, it should be a little bit different when it comes to that and celebrating those. The DeRoches twins.
It's probably figuring out if Neary's going to go 106, because if he does, then I would say he'd be pretty untouched.
Yeah, he's not going to start the season at 106. I highly doubt it, but he feels like one of those guys
Fritz,
too.
Probably Mikey Fritz is another one.
Owen Marshall, and that's one that comes to mind as well.
Well, if the ranks stay what they are, I don't know. Bryson Dolly would be pretty untouchable if the ranks stay what they are.
Yeah.
Owen Marshall right here. I mean, yeah, it's tough. You guys are doing an awesome job. Super fun. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate you guys very much. All right, Sam. Well, let's try to end this here. Andrew Flores' mom from Granger.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. That was okay. Good to know. All right, Sam, any final thoughts just about rankings? Obviously, we've been on the pod for about 45 minutes. You guys are welcome to get in there. Please give us a call or an email at WashingtonWrestlingRankings@gmail.com if you guys see Dylan Sternwood is back. Yes. Okay, good.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a big one. Didn't hear anything about that until now. So what a great handle right there. Just wrestlers, dude. From
this guy's the guy that's telling me to talk about everybody.
I mean, it feels like a trusted source. But yeah, Sternod. I don't know what weight he's going, but I think he got 3rd in state 2 years ago from South Kitsap at 106. So, Sophia Torres going for 4 straight. There's another untouchable, 100%. She's I don't see many people touching her at all. Nobody
guys,
really too close,
team rankings will be released via WIAA hopefully next week, but sometime soon. Then you'll get a chance to kind of see some of that. Did we have some dark horses in 3A? I mean, we put Luke Sage number 1 at 175, and I don't know that he was necessarily anybody's first choice right off the rip, but you and I both know how good he is. And the
Sincock from Mercer Island wrestled at Fargo and stuff too. You always got to appreciate the people who are wrestling in the off season, and history always kind of shows that those people who are wrestling hard in the off season tend to have good seasons or improve in the following season. So Luke Sage is one of those ones that was like, you and I were kind of texting back and forth. I was trying to help you out a little bit there on some of those upper 3A weights that were kind of like, whoa, what do we even do here? But it got pretty tough because especially at this weight, because I hate to head-to-head win or something.
I hate to toot my own horn here, but my own kid from Everett wrestled Luke Sinnock at Armageddon and was up 8-0 on him before losing the match. in the third period. So did lose to Stephen Bly at state. So, again, top 10 rank right there. Also at this, I know that the Mount Vernon coach was pretty upset that we had Bryson number 2, but I'll be interested to see if we can get that match before we get there, enough to kind of maybe suss this out a little bit. And then Joaquin Lucatero here, who is a fantastic wrestler, probably ends up,
he's got a path this year that could work itself out. I mean,
the Mount Vernon boys right here, Bryson Keller and Lucatero are great wrestlers. So if you talk about dark horses, I mean, I don't know that Bryson Keller or.
So who is your dark horse then?
Well, that's the problem. I mean, okay, if I were to answer the question, you probably have some of these Hermiston boys here that came, for instance, one of them was had bad grades and didn't end up he was 4-0 before he got to districts, won districts, and then placed top 3 or whatever. I forget exactly which
his name too.
One that was. But I think that was
my tongue.
Jacoby Rodriguez. I think that's what it was. Yeah, placed top 4. So I mean, look out for Jacoby. I mean, we had him at 144. Don't know that he's going to wrestle.
He was in a tough weight class last year too. Big time tough weight class. Yeah, those your 3A lightweights are always. I remember going into state last year, Matt. You had a lot of your contentious weight class in those lower weights, and it's going to be the same thing again for you next year.
I like the Garza brothers, Luke and Adonai.
Oh yeah, I've watched them up close
about
too.
Dark horses there. 2A.
I got a 4A dark horse for you. Cannon Frechette out of Camas, so 4A 190. Injuries, I did the same thing with Josiah Tyrone last year, and not a lot of people were talking about him or putting him on the radar because he got injured at state. So he
Sam, what weight class?
So 4A 190. He was in the semis last year, and he had to medical forfeit out to semi-slide 3 straight losses to 6th.
And had a great Fargo tournament.
Unbelievable Fargo tournament. Just reemerged himself, obviously, without being injured, as one of the top dogs. And you have really fantastic wrestlers right there and here with him. But I guess you wouldn't consider him a dark horse because I have him ranked number 1, and maybe that's just me and what I can kind of foresee happening in the future based on his success that he's had when he is actually wrestling, as opposed to forfeiting and having medical issues. But Cannon Frechette is one of my dark horses for sure. And
this is probably one of the toughest top 4s of any weight class.
Oh wow, yeah.
I mean, the
Ryder Newton's really tough too, bro.
Are good. Apparently Hollander Lynch had a tough summer, but wrestled really well last year. So for me,
as a freshman.
For me it was really tough actually, because the second I put this out, I got a couple messages about how he did not do that well in the summer. Again, I mean, top 8 at state, got to put him there. He deserves it. Some kids don't wrestle freestyle. Some kids do wrestle freestyle. Some kids don't perform well early in the season. Some kids peak at the end of the season. Hollander Lynch is he deserves his top 5 rank right now, just based on state.
I want to get a chance to interview Aiden Larson this year too. Matt, you're always making fun of me because you think I'm the anti-Hermiston guy, but
I'm not. Hermiston is making fun of you.
Hey, look, they're going for it this year, right? I think they've gotten second 2 or 3 years in a row, and it's very possible, if not likely, that they can finally secure that state title in 3A this year. But Aiden is now a junior and leading the charge on that team, and we've had the privilege of watching him at in the finals against Dom Tom at the Edmonds Invite last year, which was one of my favorite matches that we watched in the finals of that tournament last year. Maybe we'll get a rematch of that. You never know. But Aiden is just so tough, man. I watched him as a freshman before we even started this at state, wrestling in the state finals, I think, against Jacob Chapa from Southridge, who was going for 3 straight, and he won that match as a freshman to win the state title. So he's just one of those guys that like you think about Matt, they're like, man, we haven't talked to him yet, and would love to just get his thoughts on what it's like to wrestle for Hermiston and what it's like to be a part of that squad that's really trying to get over the hump. I don't know if that's the right phrase to use. They're not trying to get over the hump. They're trying to set out and accomplish the goal of winning their team state title, and this is the year to do it. So with White River having a lot of graduates and Hermiston still reloading as they always do, Aiden Larson is one of those guys in your classification that I wish I could be a part of ranking, but that's all you, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, I think 3A is going to be the one where I think we see the most movement from, just because
the team part for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have, I think, a lot of surprises that come through here, and I think it's going to take some time for it to settle itself out. But like you mentioned, I mean, I actually, it's kind of funny because you fall in love with ranking some of this stuff, right? And you're like, okay, well, what is it? Well, geez, 120, you got Windsor and Soto. Soto loves being the underdog, I would assume. Was last year, came through. Now he is again this year. Will he beat Adrian? Has Adrian Windsor ever had a real test? I mean, that's the other problem about him is I don't think he's had a test in high school at all.
Yeah.
And so, interesting to see where Silas heads.
Soto's the type of wrestler that just at the state tournament just turns it on, dude. And he did that 2 years ago against Caesar in the finals, where nobody even had a clue maybe who Hazel Soto was, but all of a sudden he's in the finals against Caesar Quintanilla and almost gets a come from behind win against him with a big move at the end. And then last year, obviously, one of our favorite matches of the tournament was him with the big last second win against Drew Flores there. So
huge win. Talked about, I mean, one of our most viewed videos of all time, probably in the end. But Caesar, that's another thing, is already signed at Utah Valley, right? You got these guys, Trey, him, I mean, all of them, that it's like, well, do they even need to wrestle? Like, you almost kind of wish they don't, because you don't want to see him get hurt for no stupid reason. It's not stupid. You want to be a 4-timer and everything, but it's like, you got such a bright future. And sometimes it's like, man, I get a little skittish, but it's like Caesar and Trey both, they've been at the top for so long that it's like, what is it for them? You know what I mean? Like, what do they battle?
Well, I mean, well, in Caesar's case,
pride,
his brother, for sure, his brother's won multiple.
I'm only asking that question as media. I know the answer to that question, but like when you look at it, oh, here we go, Sam. Sam, is this you in a burner account?
No, how did they get that handle? Just wrestlers, dude. That's awesome.
The other thing is for team rankings, like Kent Meridian is going to be a really good team this year.
Mm-hmm.
Kent Meridian in 3A. I mean, look at that, top 5. I don't know that where they might disappear in some of this, but early. I mean, you got 2 right here. Oh, actually, that's Auburn Mountain View or Orzani. Can somebody tell me how to pronounce that? Because I need to go meet these kids. I invited Auburn Mountain View to our tournament this year because I knew as a 3A school I needed to go out there and try to find some of these great schools. Like Auburn Mountain View is going to be a good team coming up.
A lot of kids. Yeah.
Anyway, Sam, I think that'll be it for us.
For sure.
Other than that, guys, yes. Go check us out on the website, WashingtonWrestlingNetwork.com. Really appreciate the people behind the scenes there. It's Josh St. Marie, our website developer, who also you can find and critique him about the 4A girls rankings, because he is a bit on that as well. Josh St. Marie, go find him. He's out there if you want to be upset about your rankings. We really appreciate everybody for joining with us. We already got, Sam, I saw we had 3 emails, or 2 or 3 emails that have came through. So we appreciate the emails. We'll look at that and get to it right away. We have 8 private notes based on some of this information. So we'll get that, all of that kind of in our email stream and start working on it. As you saw, guys, we do this live. So as information comes to us, we can update it. For tournaments, generally what we try to do is Sunday mornings, we try to get, on and trying to, circling back to my guy, Dwayne Leslie, as a dark horse. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know how dark horse he is when we have him ranked number 2,
For sure.
but Nick, we appreciate you very much. Thank you for joining us. And obviously we'd love to pick your brain on the girls' side to help us out. Any information we can have is great. Sam, I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, we can update it live. So what we try to do is we try to get together on Sunday mornings on our time. We're sitting around, we're watching football, we're whatever. We're scouring results. We're adjusting this. We're training, but you can probably assume that we're not going to get it all right away. So Monday or Tuesday, check back to the website. That's when we'll probably be finished with kind of scouring the rankings
right.
and readjusting. And if you guys notice anything by about Tuesday, please go and then email us or try to get a hold of us. And then
we appreciate the emails 100%. Help us help you guys. Yeah.
Emails are great. And then our live streams. Understand we're going to be out there doing the live streams. And so getting back from the big, long travel and then having to, Greg Marks with the comment here. Great job, gentlemen. Appreciate you. Westbrook, the movie. Westbrook, a wrestler's story. Coming soon. And everybody I talked to knows about it already. So we're gassed up for it. And saw our screener. I'm really excited for the movie. I love it. Won't talk too much about it because I signed something, but it's great. And I loved it. God bless you all. Appreciate you very much. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry if I missed some of these comments here. Everybody deserves their rankings, deserves to be, shouted out, and we try our best. Thank you for joining us here tonight. For Sam, I am Matt, and we are the Washington Wrestling Network.
4, 3, 2, 1.